during the
Indeed.
11-year civil war and on the 6th day of January in Freetown. But we're here to talk about this. And that's why I'm happy for today's topic, which is healing. But before we get down to it, this is 97.1 Fry Radio. And this is a breakfast mix with me, Sarah Kamara, and
Brigitte Dalton Sese.
and yes, we are here every Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., bringing you nothing but the best. And of course, engaging you out there in conversations about everyday realities.
Indeed.
And for today's topic, it is healing the 6th January
1991.
1999. What happened?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So we definitely want to hear your personal stories.
Right.
We want you to share what you experienced during the 11-year civil war and how have you healed from it, if you have. And we have some encouraging words to give you for
Right.
this particular day, because a lot of us lost family members, friends, neighbors. It was a very gruesome time, and it was an 11-year
It went-
period. It's very, very long.
And the climax of it all happened on the 6th day of January.
Yes.
Which we use every year to, take time to reflect on what happened. And, we parent them all can talk about if we know waiting happen, I know waiting happen, I know waiting happen. But on these days, like all those memories, they come flooding back, and we have to sit back, reflect, and be like, this is what happened for 11 years. These are the people that we lost, and we don't want a repeat of it. I think that's why most Sierra Leoneans are scared. When things are going wrong, they'll be like, "Mo we beer," because nobody wants to go back to what happened during the 11 years, and that is really not something what remembering. But
Sure.
I think part of healing is talking about it.
And recognizing that it really did happen, and I'm going to have to be okay with it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So don't forget, you're listening to Radio Fry 97.1. And like Camara said, we're here Mondays to Saturdays, 9 a.m. till 11 a.m. And today's topic is healing.
Healing.
The 6th of January, 1991. That will be our discussion, and would love for you to be part of the show. You can call us on 088-971-971. You can call us on normal call, on WhatsApp call. You can also message us on our Facebook, on our website, on WhatsApp, on text messages. We're here available for you whenever you're ready to give us a call and share your stories. We're going to go on a short break, and we will be back. Available for you whenever you're ready to.
I cannot believe I did that. Okay, but yeah, just like Brigitte said, we are here every day and we're here for you. And we really appreciate it if you can be part of today's conversation, because it's very, very important that, we talk about these things, and eventually go help we for heal and move on and hope say something like this don't ever come again in our country. We'll go for a short break. When we come back, the music continues. So stay tuned, stay fried.
You know what listeners like about our station? It's everything! Radio Fry. Yeah! Radio Fry. Do you know what listeners love about our station? It's everything. So we're now in Freetown, Bo, McCaney, Connor, and Kenema, reaching 3.5 million people in Sierra Leone, and now we push beyond the boundaries. We are going visual. We are now your official visual radio station, starting on the 3rd of January 2022 with the breakfast show 9 to 11 a.m. with the beautiful Camera and the elegant Brigitte. Then the drive 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. with the one and only Alusine and Ibrahim. And for your little ones, the bedtime stories at 8 o'clock. We love you too much at Radio Fry 2022. We go visual.
Yo, Tɔk Wɛ Lisin on Fry Radio.
memories, healing this morning for January 6th, which is what we're remembering about a tragic event that happened in Sierra Leone, the whole of Sierra Leone. It's not just Freetown. And for us, remembering today is the day that Freetown wept. The war started way before 1991.
No, it actually started in March of 1991.
Okay. And it eventually trickled down all the way to Freetown. But the day that it trickled down to Freetown is what we remember as January 6th.
Yeah.
So most people would like to know what happened on January 6th. I mean, you have some foreigners that are in the country that may not understand the history.
Yeah.
You have some people who were born in the 2000s or like a little bit after the war that would never really understand what that particular day meant to anybody that was born before or that experienced the war. So we'll start by explaining what happened on that particular day. And if you look at our history, if you go on the internet, especially Google, you have some other newspaper that tell us about our history.
Right.
It's unfortunate that we don't actually have a certain place where you can get all the history of Sierra Leone.
Right.
We have to get it from different places, but we were able to do that so that we can bring information to you and so that you can also just share your own personal story, because that's the most important thing to us. Tell us, how did you feel when the war happened? Did you experience anything? What's the aftermath of the civil war? Because even up till this day, when people speak about Sierra Leone, what they talk about the most is the civil war, followed by Ebola. And for us at Radio Fry Fry, we know that the war definitely happened, but we have to find a way to heal. And we want to teach people about healing, because healing is important. You can't always stop bad things from happening because it's life. We've had lots of things that are bad that have happened in Sierra Leone, but we have to grow past that. And on that particular day, we did lose a lot of people throughout the 11-year civil war history. We lost thousands of people and thousands of lives were affected. Thousands of families were, just damaged and broken because of the civil war. And I think it's one of the longest running wars in the history that Sierra Leone really had to suffer from. And so most people ask what happened on that day. And our history tells us that the rebel forces entered Freetown and launched a campaign of terror.
Yeah.
And it was the Revolutionary United Front, who we all know as RUF, because most people don't know the long version of that, and fighting systematically to destroy what was Sierra Leone. And it
never made sense to me.
Yeah, and it lasted for 11 years. And of course, most people would want to know who is the RAF? Who's the RAF? Because we call their names a lot.
Hello, RAF.
But we don't know what it actually means or what it stands for and who they were. And according to the history, the leader was Corporal Fode Sanko. And the Revolutionary United Front, which is RUF, was a rebel army that fought for a failed 11-year war in Sierra Leone, beginning in 1991 and ending in 2002. And it later transformed into a political party, which still exists today. The three major senior surviving leaders are Issa Sise, Maurice Kalon, and Augustine Bao. Were convicted in February 2009 of war crimes and crimes against humanity. So that's the history for the RUF.
Yeah.
Yes. So we want you to tell us about the AFRC, because they were also part of that.
Yeah, the Armed Forces Revolutionary Council, AFRC, were a group of armed soldiers aligned to the rebels, which are the RUF. Mm-hmm. And of course, they overthrew the elected president, Dr. Ahmed Tijan Kaba, during the rebel war, when they were trying to get in control of Freetown initially. And however, within a year, a regional forces led by the Nigerian, which was called the ECOMOG, reinstated President Kaba again as a president. But I feel like if we have to talk about January 6th, then we have to go back to what happened. For me, I feel like January 6th was the climax, the pinnacle of everything that happened. And the war had been going on before January 6th happened. And we cannot just focus on January 6th because we are invalidating those people in the provinces that had to suffer for 11 years before everything got to Freetown. And the civil war actually in Sierra Leone began in 1991 and lasted basically for 11 years.
Yep.
And it was a March of 1991 that it happened when the people of Sierra Leone wanted to overthrow the current government because, they want for corrupt politician and redistribute the resources of the country. The Revolutionary United Front, which we all know as RUF, a small band of well-armed and well-funded guerrilla rebels, rushed into villages in the eastern countryside and quickly gained territory. Suffering from a weakened economy back then and corruption, the government's underpaid and poorly trained army could not effectively respond to anything, basically. And, meanwhile, the aid of the rebels continued to come from Charles Taylor, the rebel leader in Liberia, a country undergoing a bloody conflict of its own. Just 1 year after that, Sierra Leone's president, Joseph Saidu Momo, was overthrown in a coup and forced basically into exile.
Yeah.
From 1992 to 1997, the RUF continued its takeover, displacing nearly 4.5 million civilians countrywide. Wow. By 1994, led by the armed corporal, which you just stated, Fode Sanko, Major Diamond's area were under RUF control, and the capital city was under threat of siege. Greed created incentive for continued violence and unresolved grievances. There were reports of government troops and rebel fighting subjecting civilians to unspeakable atrocities, such as cutting off of ears, limbs, and the killing, of course. This helped launch a global campaign against diamond mines in conflicted zone, and they were aided also by the AFRC, which is the soldiers that were aligned to the rebels, and they thought, okay, we're still fighting for the freedom, and we have to side with the RAF to be able to liberate our people. And that went on for years and years and years and years. And even though from 1992 to 1999 to 2001, after the January 6th, what happened, I think the Loma Peace Agreement was signed, which is a power sharing plan, was reached between the RUF, the AFRC rebels, and the government. The agreement required all rebels to disarm. But that agreement fell apart in the year 2000 and fighting resumed again. With the assistance of the United Nations peacekeeper and the Great Britain, RUF rebels were finally driven back into the countryside, and by 2001, the rebels chose to negotiate. This allowed UN troops to take back areas held by rebels and get aid to those in need. And of course, in 2002, national elections were held, which when the RUF was on the ballot as a political party, but they received little support. And meanwhile, President Kabah was re-elected as president, and the country was declared free from war.
Wow.
It was a national celebration. I was young, but I remember that. I remember the yelling, and it was around 3, 4, 5. I can't really remember. If somebody probably remember, they can correct me if I am wrong. But I remember that me, my family, everybody was sitting by the radio. Everybody wanted to hear that, that word, because everybody we have been exhausted. Because for me, we came from the provinces. We have experienced the war for so long, and we came to Freetown. We thought, okay, when we are in Freetown, none of this will happen. And then boom, the January 6th came, and we lost a lot of lives. I don't remember the war vividly because I was really young and I was strapped to my mom's back. But I think I have visions. Recently, we were talking about the war, and my mom was like, what do you remember from the war? I'm like, I remember saying, Abena, you back? But I see people that don't go like charred bodies, cut limbs, and these. I remember what woman who all been go hide now one on the cellar. Like both of her arms were chopped off, but not really chopped off all the way. So they were hanging. And she was sitting right next to me. And I was like, strapping my mom. That's how I remember that woman. I was like, is she still alive? And my mom was like, me, I don't know. A lot of things were happening back then. But I think in 2000, when we all were sitting around the sitting room close to the radio, we all wanted to hear that word, the war is over. And then President Kabah was on radio. It was like, Miss Salon people, them, the war done. Like you could hear from every region, everybody was yelling, jubilating, because we wanted it to be over. We were all tired, we were exhausted. And I think we all are happy that day happened.
I was part of the set of children that grew up during the entire 11-year period.
Wow.
And it was traumatizing for me. Even after the war finished, I went through a lot of trying to heal because I had nightmares and visions of things just replaying in your mind, like what you said. You were young, you remember being on your mother's back, but you still remember things them. So imagine now me with a big pass you. Me with big pass you, waiting me get for remember. And for me, it was so tragic that me and my own family, we actually reached gunpoint. Yes, we reached gunpoint. And I tell Gotenki why I sit on here today. And part of the things that way they make me strong, because I really don't know waiting happen that moment there. Now God no more. Now God no more. Now that the normal they will explain. Now God no more. But we being all nailed down gunpoint, ready for let and shoot we.
Being executed.
Yes.
Wow.
That's my worst memory of ever being alive. And through it I found strength. I've tried to find strength. And I recognize, say, yes, this been happen to me, but I need to move on. Because for so long, I dey keep on my mind, I dey keep on my heart. I not be know the rebels them personally, but the destruction we them cause, it was really, really tough. And so we want let we listeners them, una share una story. I still get for explain more about my own side, because I gave very deep details of the war experience them where me and me family. So if person not feel comfortable for explain their own side, I should say we go explain we own side. But we really want let the stories them come off from una, let una tell we una own experiences, because when you they share experiences, when they talk about something, it help you for heal.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we can keep things in our mind, keep them in our heart, and it cause depression, it cause suicidal thoughts, and a lot of things. It cause mental breakdown totally.
Right.
And some man then still they up till this day they're not able to recoup from what happened. And we get some stories them of some people that we left salon. We get for friendly lady name one lady way now victim of the war, but it end up for be a ballerina. In the US, yes. So that's a positive story from that. But the history that we have, of course, you can never take that away from us. But we need for Fenway, for heal, for let it not happen again. Because 11 years, it's not 11 years of constant trauma. 11 years.
I mean, for me, I didn't have much memories, right? But I have those memories, and my mom tell me stories, and my sisters then they tell me stories. And just yesterday, and I went on YouTube. I was watching videos, and I don't know, but I was able to access, not on YouTube, the Cry Freetown documentary. And trust me when I say I watched 15 minutes of it, and I cried myself to sleep. Me just watch 15 minutes of it. But imagine, say, something like that was happening for 11 good years.
Yes.
That is really traumatizing in every way. And sometimes people say, well, let me just forget. But healing doesn't happen that way. We have to go back to those things, talk about it, relive it, and, try for a way for heal and forgive the one that we do. Because there is this book, Memoirs of a Boy Soldier, A Long Way Gone. It was written by Ismail Ben. He's a Sierra Leonean, basically, and he was a child soldier, and he wrote this book based on his perspective from a child soldier. And then again, you realize that you sympathize with him, you empathize with him, because he didn't have a choice. Circumstances force him into him becoming what he was. And even though he committed so many atrocities against his fellow Sierra Leoneans, by the end of the day, you realize that none of this was something that he did willingly, like out of his own free will. He was forced into it by circumstances, by the elders around him, everybody, society, everybody failed him as a child. So if we look about all these things, we think and say, let's talk about it, relive this memory and learn for forgive, but not forget, because, then we'll set the foundation for no one to make this happen again in the future.
Yeah. And part of healing is not forgetting. You're always going to remember, but it's taking control of what has happened in the past and then trying to move forward. That's the whole part of healing. So we're here today on Radio Fry to encourage everybody. It's not a day of, happy feelings and things like that. We all have a lot to remember. I almost cried when I was talking. I really hope that I'll control myself in terms of crying. But I still, till this day, find it a very emotional part of my history and our history. So don't forget, you're listening to Radio Fry 97.1 FM in Sierra Leone. We are in Bo. Kenema, McKinney, Connaught, and of course in Freetown. We are in 5 major cities, and we're reaching up to 3.5 million people. And that's not it, because we're going to move on further to ensure that we reach all of the population within Freetown. And the conversation that we're having today is healing. January 6, 1991, and would love for you to be part of this conversation, to give us your own story, your own personal story, your own personal experience. Just call us on 088-971-971. You can also call us on WhatsApp if you don't have enough credits, which is fine because we're all young people. And you can message us on Facebook as well, on Messenger. You can go on our Facebook group and send us messages, and we'll definitely read those messages. We're going to go on a break, and when we come back, we'd love to hear from you.
Stay tuned, stay fried.
Yeah! Radio Fry. Do you know what listeners love about our station? It's everything. So we're now in Freetown. Bo, McKinney, Connaught, and Kenema, reaching 3.5 million people in Sierra Leone, and now we push beyond the boundaries. We are going visual. We are now your official visual radio station, starting on the 3rd of January 2022 with the breakfast show 9 to 11 a.m. with the beautiful camera and the elegant Brigitte. Then the drive 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. with the one and only Alusine and Ibrahim. And for your little ones, the bedtime stories at 8 o'clock. We love you too much at Radio Fry 2022. We go visual.
Yo, Tɔk Wɛ Lisin on Fry Radio.
This is the Breakfast Mix on Radio Fry 97.1 FM.
Due to special request and popular demand, the Jump and King must come. Back again with the remix. We come on a salon. We come to England. Oh yeah. But we don't run away. We come for better. We people that want for see what we they do. We people that want for know. We sweet, sweet salon. We like you pass mark. We sweet, sweet salon. Hey! Them fine, fine bobo.
Oh yeah,
Them fine, fine titi.
oh yeah.
Them fine, fine bobo.
Tell them,
Them fine, fine titi.
tell them.
Woo! Capital A, small a, capital B, small b, capital C, small c, capital D, small d, capital E, small e, capital F, small f.
Do so.
Yes! I make a member, yes, school days.
Now we go praise you. We land of the free. Make we show the love where we all want to see. Make we gather, we set now, so we go Tina. Make we sing this sing for we native land. Oh.
They want to we go America, Canada. They want to we go other side. We the one they waiting at the ground. They all want to know what you would say. Salon we like you, bad one. Yeah. Yes, Mama Salon. We got love for you. Beaucoup love. Baby, love. Hey, we like you. Woo! Hey, Salon. You make a member. Capital A, small a, capital B, small b, capital C, small c.
Listen.
It's not the time we all come together. Forgive yourself, learn from we mistakes. Let we grab and go before now. Yeah. Backward never with peace and one word. Let we come and build we country solo. Sweet with solo. Solo people, they started same before. Embrace we self, make we not look back, but make we look forward for a better future. Forgive your brother, waiting even don't do you. Forgive your sister, waiting even don't do you. Make we know that turn back for bad and make things that go bad. Make we know that revenge and make things that go round and round. Solo people, do ya we they beg you. You wouldn't cut your hand, do ya usher. We will lost property, do ya we they beg you. This not the time we for turn back to Papa God. This not the time we for turn back to Papa God. Yeah. Oh, solo people, we the beg you. Solo, sweet sweet solo. Yeah, come on. Solo, sweet sweet solo. you, you nada. Osalo me pole me kule kuseva. Osalo me pole me ku you nada. This is another time we for turn away from all the bad things we don't know this country. Yeah, this is another time we for embrace it. Lasting peace, not this country. Yeah, so osalo me pole me kule kuseva. Osalo me pole me ku you nada. Osalo me pole me kule kuseva. Osalo me pole me ku you nada. Osalo me pole, osalo me pole, osalo me pole. Shake your hands up, wave your hands up, shake your hands up, clap your hands up, wave your hands up. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah. One more time, one more time, one more time, one more time. Shake your hands up, clap your hands up.
Waiting up for do. If I wanna chat you begin say, waiting up for say.
Waiting up for say.
What if I left it tomorrow, how you go be? We don't see, but boom, people don't regret today. They left today, then they pass and say if I be no. So not even get waiting for it, as them big. Now some of them people always want to let them be war. Thank God, alone we all know the danger of war. We need hope, opportunity, and transformation. I wanna hear you say,
Oh yes,
oh yes,
it's not true.
true.
So long we know I know war again.
We need hope, opportunity, and transformation.
Oh yes,
it's
not true.
true.
So long we know I know war again.
Time, power, money, and tank, where you get. No use them for faith, use them for mix alone. No use power for bend down the rule of law. Respect democracy and bring peace to people that lie. African leaders putting in power, some they sleep. They can only wake up, now they grave or in exile. Because they look democracy with my eye. African wake up, see not long for democracy. Democracy, better go calm, that's alone. We good democracy, everybody smile. So let we live for faith, we set a good thing, we go better with all. We need hope, opportunity, and transformation. I wanna hear you say,
Oh yes,
it's not true.
So long we know I know war again.
We need hope, opportunity, and transformation.
Oh yes,
it's
not true. So long we know I know war again.
One that shall never end if I'm ruling. As they show them diamonds, they can bunch banana like an ant. After few time, guess what? Wonders to place. We must not see balance, all because of the matter. Who get for supper, all because of the wickedness. Some get for the finger and say they don't mistake. For have a correct time, no case if I don't loss. Some youth man they shake necessarily. They're not so involved in this political violence. Youth man they wanna steady and do something better for our future. Not allow politicians to set you against your brother. This time, tell politicians say, you set one for better like in your beginning. So make it do something we go improve your life. Than for take name, cutlass, but they chase you brothers and sisters all because of politics. Let we come together, embrace one another, and say no to violence. So we go able to practice good democracy and bring Sierra Leone back on track. Oh yes,
It's not true.
true.
So we don't want no war again.
We need hope, opportunity, and transformation.
Oh yes,
It's
it's not true.
true.
So we don't want no war again.
We need hope, opportunity, and transformation. Special thanks to go to you, Dr. Alusain Fofana, who is the proprietor of Hotel Moria Camp.
Yeah! Radio Fry. Do you know what listeners love about our station? It's everything. So we're now in Freetown. Bo, McKinney, Connor, and Kenema, reaching 3.5 million people in Sierra Leone, and now we push beyond the boundaries. We are going visual. We are now your official visual radio station, starting on the 3rd of January 2022 with the breakfast show 9 to 11 a.m. with the beautiful camera and the elegant Brigitte. Then the drive 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. with the one and only Alusain and Ibrahim. And for your little ones, the bedtime stories at 8 o'clock. We love you too much at Radio Fry 2022. We go visual.
Yo, Tɔk Wɛ Lisin on Fry Radio.
Tɔk Wɛ Lisin right here on Fry Radio 97.1. This is not the breakfast mix with me, Kamara, Sarah Kamara, and
Brigitte Dalton to say.
remember, say we there every Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. as we get conversations about everyday reality. Today, now the 6th day of January 2021, and today's topic now healing, January 6, 1999. And of course, we don't re-encounter all we own memories. And Brigitte say, "I got boku story for tell," but you know, just one for Yegi from Brigitte alone, one for Yegi from you as well. So remember, you can also join me on Facebook at Radio Fry. We do on YouTube. Also, you can join me or listen from the website at www.fryfry.live. As we wait for calls, remember, you can call me even on WhatsApp or normal call, and also send me text message on Messenger or on my number 088-971-971. Now, we'll join Brigitte as you go for with some Bible verses for help we in the healing process.
Indeed, at this moment in time, of course, we all want strength, we all want healing, we all want encouragement. How do we overcome such strong emotions that we feel towards this day or what happened? And I'm going to read from Joshua 1:9. It says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened or dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." And I was fortunate to survive. Some of us were fortunate to survive the war. And for overcoming that, I've held on to God very strongly. Yeah. And with any other situation that happens in life, not just the civil war that's happened, but any obstacles that you go through in life, you really have to just hold on to God, because that's the only way to overcome or to find healing. And letting go, forgiveness is very, very important. You can't always fight everyone. No. For how long will you fight for? And what other lives and families would you destroy out of revenge? So revenge is not good. What we should do is heal from it and accept that it's happened. There's nothing we could have done about it, but what we should do is to ensure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, that's the only thing we have power over.
Yeah, and one of the good things about Sierra Leone, when you look at it internationally, because you know they have different ratings for different things all around the world, but Sierra Leone is always on the top list of the most peaceful countries in the world. So even after our civil war, we have maintained that peace. And when foreigners come across the Sierra Leone, they always say, the place is so quiet, it's so peaceful. I don't see like soldiers everywhere, you know. You have other countries like Nigeria where security is like high. Yeah. But in Sierra Leone, we're kind of like mellow.
Yeah, we're kind of mellow.
We're kind of cool with that.
And for me, it's very, you look, it's very, in a way, it's contradicting, right? Because for go through 11 years of war and then get this state where you be say, we're so peaceful. Well, we go pray first caller for this morning. Good morning. Hello? Hello?
Okay, we're unable to hear that caller.
Hello?
Please. Oh, hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How you dey do?
Okay.
Okay, so you dey hear me now?
Yes, I did get you clear now.
Okay, so how you dey do this morning?
I did do fine. My name is Sadilia. Of course, me yesterday I did call from Congo specifically.
Okay.
Today I'm for talking Creole because which are the I want to let the least person when they listen this medium understand.
Okay.
So first of all, I want to say thank you to the management for doing this because as one of the newest radio station, when I really think of this topic, for
Right.
many of we see the war from the beginning to the end. This is a real healing time for we. Like Kuna say, talking about it not the best way because psychologically, when you get a problem, when you talk about them, the more you talk about them, the more you become they pull the problem out. So a good law we talk about that. Firstly, me witness the war, me experience with the war from 1991. I've been there in Konoya as a family, and we witnessed all what it takes in Konoya when the war began. And part of my experience also, I lost a friend. I lost a lot of friends that morning when the war began. A lot of families load have been the largest they got their truck. So when the war break out here, they really let their trucks move for available when we're heading towards McKinney. And we will not be unfortunate. We thought we own bundles. They work on foot. There's a place called Mambodu. Very steep it was, although they don't cut and down small now. Unfortunately, that whole truck it just capsized. Everybody in that truck, it died.
Wow.
And amongst them, so when we the worker on foot, we come, we meet this truck, people are glad they walk in the first one. See, among us, my friend, I even forgot about the walking movement. I feel bad up till now. I get that memory to me, only that.
Okay.
Thank you so much for calling Radio Fry Fry and sharing that experience. It was traumatic.
To God, that is inside the same day. And then we waka come back Nakono when the war subsided, and then after that final we waka back on foot. We can take Magboka when finally we get a vehicle for bring we can na freighter. But what thing really be happy about when the war been begin earlier, people who have been the freighter in the west not get an idea waiting war look like. So most time they may get the slogan, oh how the rebel then look, then get tail, oh then get feather. Until January, African as refugees, and sometimes people and be even they laugh at you. Some people even they see we like primitive people. You know, there was this discrimination on other things, but we strive. So J6, we really not an important day. In fact, the reason we make it more important past the beginning of the war, it was really bloody. But we've been the freighter. By then, me, I've been fortunate for the close to the military headquarters town. I've been there at the compound of the military Magai School for the Blind. And so when the rebels enter Freetown, the large of them enter through the eastern region, the eastern flank. So that is Calbata coming to Wellington. They then can reach the likes of Eastern Police. They make sure say they attack every station, every police or military outfit, even the prison. So that really make them bloody because they've been wearing all kind of uniform. You see them with police uniform, they see them soldier man uniform, prison uniform, fire force uniform. So it was difficult for let you know whether or not the real soldier man way for can save you. So sometimes you could either see somebody uniform, they feel say, okay, a normal soldier man, a normal policeman way for rescue you. Then now that person they really dying, they can't kill you. There were a lot of looting, a lot of killing.
At the time down there, I really realized, say, we get Bokuba Ibadan now this country. I mean, believing by then was that the Ibadan even upline been travel kind of freedom because there were corpses all over diamond them in day. It be some Ibadan we don't eat whether not the berry food, whether not the motama in sickness or whatever. If they die, instead they die, they saw Ibadan. Then we saw Ibadan, they don't eat it, then they sleep and motama. And the location where we've been doing that military headquarters, it was the major target because all the invading forces been they head towards the military headquarters when a Cochrane. They will say then they go take ammunition, then they go take over there, then they go do this. So it was really bloody. Everybody they fed the soldier man and they fed for defend the place, the incoming rebels then and so on and so forth. Then there comes this Alpha jet, that time with the Ecomog jet. So when it came to a time, then said one for like really bring them forth for threatening people for the invading forces for letting them know, okay, Ecomog serve there around. The military headquarters became the target. Then they can bomb that military headquarters town. One bomb with a Hiba, the building, the all now the military maga school blind, they shake, then and the headmaster they tell whistle for lay down a ground, they pull mattress with the lay down under the bed and then they put them out. The window they all they shake. Then it came to a time that the British Navy or gunboat, then can them been there by the Atlantic yonder. Then they fire shots towards the military headquarters because then they want for repel the rebel that the Cochrane headquarters. It was really terrifying for we. Really terrifying. Just imagine. So we were completely cut off because food not been there again. That was my first time experiencing coffee. Sometimes coffee or that in day, anytime, there was no specific time. When it came, then go tell you, say nobody know for Commandado. So it can be then 10 o'clock, hour like this. It can be even then 12 o'clock, 10. It can be, I wasn't any food. At that time, I really know, say, that cocoa can be also then call Yabere. Then they will eat until it dawn. So place like Eastern Police, now new police station did this so that Eastern Police then burn down to ashes. Then burn down CID headquarters town. Now new CID building did this so then burn down there to ashes. Not to talk about Pademba Road, then break all the hardcore criminals who been did it. Then say get uniforms. So it was a terrible moment. Where then they talk about J6 for the one that they not been the Freetown. Freetown was really terrible. It go on and on, and then later we end up forget the Ecomog forces we managed for enter the place. At that time we lost the General Maxwell Kobe because when he fought hard with the man them for camp first of all can capture State House. Now they them in get for snipers, them in get for better among the people and that day. And then the likes of the Dr. Julius Spencer's. We are all on the streets defending Freetown. For combat, live combat, defending Freetown. The likes of Ali Bangura and so on. So even by then, Hanafula, Madam Hanafula, they were all among the Ecomog forces defending Freetown. We had an evil, troublesome guy waving there at that Aberdeen Bridge. Then they call him General, something evil, something. In the amount of people where they kill and to win at that Aberdeen Bridge, where you come out grammar school for can't enter inside that bridge. In Bindede, evil spirit. Okay, in name not be evil spirit. One of the Ecomog soldier man there. It was difficult for distinguish between the real rebels and civilians within Freetown. So because by then they killed the Ecomog soldier man them back. So that again, a lot of people lost their life in the hands of the peacekeepers. So that guy, evil spirit, had a checkpoint at that Aberdeen Bridge. For cross day, if you lucky you cross day, that means a real papa and mama blessing they pay. But instead he destroyed a lot of people now that checkpoint day because they were like really pissed off with the way the team in the group. So for just crown it, Freetown was a bloody place. It was even bloody more than the real battlefield outside the war began. It was bloody, really. But when you come up from the east, you can central way now from them Brookfield, State Canal to the light. Then when you cross it down for Canada, the west. The west was relatively better where you pass Cochrane. Beyond Cochrane was relatively better, but from that side enough, take Canada, Cochrane, take them around Cochrane Junction. It was really horrible. It was terrible. People suffered. Some person, if you're not a bullet kill, and some person are hungry. If you're not too hungry, there comes hatredness. There were people where they go pinpoint somebody. Oh, you this the rebel, just out of malice, where they may get all malice, all grudge. Now there with them born Boku people, especially in the east, them born people with tire. You they see them can they say, oh, this a rebel. But they tell they say me not to rebel. Put tire panna. Then they born alive. They go the fed so within life, the tire they panna, it did die. A lot of innocent people die by that mob justice day. So for we experience the world from start to end, from the beginning of the country to the end of the country. This is the time we should preach peace. Yes. Anytime I'm around somebody where they talk, say, oh, now let war come back. I they feel bad. I can always tell them, say, look, were you born during the war? Were you? Did you witness the war? We say no. Or if you say yes, they tell you, say, do ya? Me, I would prefer along with the like out the Sudan, that particular state or so we've been there because it was horrible. You cannot, you're not able to know when you get for die, when you survive. You cannot trust anybody because it was a mixed up society. Everything, they impersonate everything. So it was difficult to really know, say, this is not Salon police, and then really killing forces there. You know, even the religious bodies like Archbishop Ganda by there been there by Thunder Hill. Them rebel and make that the Iwaka up from up Thunder Hill take candle. They say because the power not been the great normal time, may not been the great people left. So where them capture them, then put and down and Viku Iwaka foot to foot they go and greet just go. Una money he go. Small rebel but that I am in the control. Una money he greet. Take candle that Thunder Hill. They raped elderly women. They destroyed elderly people, especially that home where King George home where the client town. All the old people them been did they rape some, then kill some, then loot them property them. So it's a bad day. I'm really glad the way the country don't think say now they will for think not to celebrate but we for just commemorate and think of waiting happen. Think of waiting happen na Freetown. Not to talk about students, we get August 18, Black August 18, where students then say come out and say no, this AFRC thing will not go take up. And again, then kill student, you see rebel and the brandish cutlass, sharp cutlass. Now know them put them before you see you face inside. You know, place like Commerce, College of Medicine, now nursing home where they cannot take Canada. Na bus stop here by you building because now the more them they do the protest there. Student died, everybody suffered. I don't think there was anybody who suffered. There were a group of people who load inside this long trailer. Then they escaped that, then use the peninsula. Just after God reached and then said one bridge been there, the narrow bridge. So everybody that trailer. The trailer somersault, everybody died. That was another horrible news for we again. That on this. So it's a whole mixed thing. Right. So Duya, I'm really glad the way we now come with this topic. And Duya, if it's possible this whole day, let's talk about it. And let's also think of how we can promote it on the media, just as soon as they do so. But it's a day that we'll never wish to come back. Indeed. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you for explaining in detail your own experiences, your own story, and you know, in detail, because a lot of us, some of us don't know the history. Some of the young ones don't know the history, and it's good when we get to hear from different people so we can piece information together. We're getting a lot of calls and contributions that people want to make. We want to go on a very short music break, and we'll come back so that we can give everybody a chance to participate and to give their own contribution. Let's take a short break and we'll be back.
Yeah! Radio Fry. Do you know what listeners love about our station? It's everything. So we're now in Freetown. Bo, McKinney, Connor, and Kenema, reaching 3.5 million people in Sierra Leone, and now we push beyond the boundaries. We are going visual. We are now your official visual radio station, starting on the 3rd of January 2022 with the breakfast show 9 to 11 a.m. with the beautiful camera and the elegant Brigitte. Then the drive 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. with the one and only Alusine and Ibrahim. And for your little ones, the bedtime stories at 8 o'clock. We love you too much at Radio Fry Fry 2022. We go visual.
Yo, Tɔk Wɛ Lisin on Fry Fry Radio.
Done they cry for so long. Papa do ya we done the pray so today the time don't come for make you answer. Retire for past be endo. Papa, do ya sorry for it? Because we sense na nonsense if we not get you presence. And if we been get drunk, we for don't fet for we self. But we not able, now you capable for pull whip and disculala. The power you begin and the press. Do ya we need the pen for done? We done the kite. Do ya just make the rain for dumb? Can't help we love, so we go rise. Let we not suffer for the one them, where they dwell the country with their hand. We leaders them, please guide them, make them do good things for make we stand. For the land where we love, we sweet alone. Oh, we dey pray for salon. Oh, salon. We dey pray for salon. Oh, salon. Salon. Where we want talk, then they watch we by the eye. Papa do ya pull we panchebo. Now for put mud pan we case. Lemo let's come on now we air. Do and for we picking them up. Cause if we been get trained, we for don't fet for we self. But we not able, and now you capable for pull we pan this kulala. You breaking and the press. Do ya we needed the pain for done? We've done the Clyde. Do ya just make the rain for dumb? Can't help we land, so we go out. Yeah. May we not suffer for the one them. Where they dwell this country with them hand. We leaders them, please guide them. Make them do good things for make we stand. For the land where we love, we sweet salon.
Fry. Do you know what listeners love about our station? It's everything. So we're now in Freetown. Bo, McKinney, Connor, and Kenema, reaching 3.5 million people in Sierra Leone, and now we push beyond the boundaries. We are going visual. We are now your official visual radio station, starting on the 3rd of January 2022 with the breakfast show 9 to 11 a.m. with the beautiful camera and the elegant Brigitte. Then the drive 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. with the one and only Alusine and Ibrahim. And for your little ones, the bedtime stories at 8 o'clock. We love you too much at Radio Fry Fry 2022. We go visual.
You talk, we listen on Fry Radio.
Indeed, you talk, we listen on Radio Fry 97.1 in Sierra Leone. Our headquarters is in Freetown, Aberdeen, 49 Johnson Street. And we are everywhere in 5 major cities in Bo, Kenema, Kono, and Makeni, and we're reaching 3.5 million people in Sierra Leone, and we have a lot more work to do. Don't worry. You get to hear us everywhere. This is the Breakfast Mix with me, Brigitte Dalton Sese, and
Kamara, Sarah Kamara.
Yes, and today's topic is healing, January 6th, 1999. And we want you to share your own personal stories about your own experience from the 11-year Civil War. We had a caller just before the music that explained lengthily about his own experience. And just from coming from the break, we played Judah Zubairo, Pray for Salon, and I want to read the lyrics because the lyrics very, very touching, and it's a very calm and touching song. And then after we'll go to calls, and then we'll go to messages. So the song that just played is by Judah Zubairo. It's called Pray for Salon, and the lyrics say, "Oh Salon, we don't dey cry for so long now. Papa duya yeriwiyo. We don't dey pray so today. Then the term don't come for make you answer. We tire for pass biendo. Papa duya sorry for we, because we sense na nonsense. And then if we not get way, if we not get you present, if we been get strength, we for don't fet for we safe." And the lyrics goes on, because me, I not happy talk this.
Yeah, I can see that.
But basically in English, because that's I didn't miss happy. Okay. In English, it says it's a cry for help to God, and it's searching for answers in a time when the whole world is looking for solution. And we hope that that song definitely blesses someone, touches someone, heals somebody, strengthens somebody, because all the time we're praying for Sierra Leone to always maintain peace and to always be a peaceful nation. Although we have a past, yes, but we've moved on from that, and we want to continue with the peace. And so Cameron now is going to read some of the Facebook messages, and we're going to definitely receive some calls.
Yeah, definitely. I think the one part where it stood out to me for that song, that way you say, "Papa, we're not able to do this on we own," is like, "Na you," and that is really, really true, because no matter what, trust me, we don't have the strength, we don't have the whatever is it, but with God, we know say anything is possible. But let me take a look at with Facebook comments. We get one from Fatimata Siri Kamara. We say, "Land that we love, our Sierra Leone." Yes, again, land that we love. And we get Abbas Kanwe say, "You know how to moderate." Oh, Abbas, thank you. We get, I think this is one of our dedicated listeners, Edward S. Mara say, "Good morning, guys. Greetings from Philadelphia. I was in Freetown during January 6, 1999. Indeed, I have vivid memories of the cruelty and craziness of that era. That is why in our discussion yesterday, I reminded every Sierra Leonean back home to keep the peace, because those of us that were mature enough to recall what happened during those dark times, it breaks our heart to see that our politicians, especially during elections, are inciting young people into the same violence that would tore our beloved country. Senseless killing of people and amputation, including children, pregnant women. Pregnant women's stomach were teared open with rebel knives with no anesthetic. Some families were burnt alive in their homes, etc. It is so terrible. We pray we never go back to those dark days. Please, Sierra Leoneans, make we a reward."
I'm telling you, that's a good warning at the end. We really, really have to take caution, especially when we have strong emotions about different things. But we should not forget that we're humans, that we're supposed to love each other, that we're supposed to take care of each other, that we're supposed to be there for one another. Some of the atrocities that happened in the Civil War, we don't ever want to see it repeat again, and we really have to caution ourselves.
Yeah, and I think we get one more from Judah Zubaru. Well, he was there, and he said, "Pray for Salon."
Indeed.
Yeah, indeed, we will continue for Pray for Salon, and thank you for bless me with that song, because that song is truly inspiring.
It is.
And I think it will help a lot of people in their healing process. And we get Ibrahim Bangura with Denaya Banana City. They pray for Salon. Okay. Thank you, Ibrahim Bangura. Please, when I give you the location of Banana City, do you have any more messages from Facebook Messenger?
No, but we can start picking up calls now.
Okay, then let's get to the our second caller for today. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Sally Dorami.
Okay.
I hope you are getting loud and clear.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we can get you.
Where are you calling from?
Dorami calling from corner of the street, yes, children.
Okay, you have 2 minutes to share your own personal story.
I've said on a plenty times. I've maybe happened to be the first person to call that radio when Ibn Cabo on the radio.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I think I'm a lucky person. I'm a talk about the war. I brought my sister, definitely putting the previous caller and talk about the war. It's very terrible. Today, January 6th, in this country, not easy. Really, things not be really go down with some of these brothers and sisters. You understand? We all been in this war. Like, we will be at the upline when I come on the streets. We're not in the big city, but we'll be at the world of Kung because of it's about to make the world on take 11 years in this country. This is all about advantage. When somebody says this is advantage for you, you back in the green, pass on our own access. It will be really easy at this point of time. January 6th, 1991, my sister went there or so. And by the time, team they call Amuka, by that time, that's some of the rebels then, they say, look out 10 Amuka. If you knock out them, then they flog you. That's what they say Amuka, it's all about snail. That's the name for Amuka, during the war.
Wow.
I hope you understand.
Okay.
So, it will be really, so don't have to say, and there is so rest in peace of all our brothers and sisters who have lost their lives during the war.
Yeah.
It will be really easy, January 6th in this country.
No.
So it's like a good program where you really come up to the people of this nation. So I just want to say thanks to you for bringing us, this is number name because it's never forgotten, stories of this country because many things have been done which not totally good for the people of this nation. Yeah. So today, me and you, we are listening because we thank God for our life and our prosperity because our brothers and sisters will fall into the war. Today, we are not seeing them because of the war. So it is very terrible. It's very sorrowful at this sort of time. So I say thanks to you and Radio Firefly. I'm in Kono. My name is Rami. There's a student of the first section. I thank you very much. The first caller for this meeting houses. God bless you.
Thank you very much,
so
Darami. Darami, they call all the way from Kono, and he seems so excited about the fact that he was the first caller when, doing the drive for Ibrahim. And, Ibrahim said they talk about you, but thank you for that wonderful contribution during this time as we talk about today's topic, which is healing, January 6, 1999. And talking about things helps with healing. So that's why we are here. But as we wait for other caller, do you have any stories? Because I'm really interested in the stories that you wanted to share earlier.
Okay, so anybody that knows me, my family, we grew up on Waterloo Street, and my father was someone who was friendly with everybody. So when this war came up, our home was like refuge for people, and I remember I had 2 dogs that I really loved, and one would always hide and the other one kind of doesn't really care what happens.
Okay.
And I remember, sorry, you can take the call.
Okay, let's get the call, then we can continue because that story sounds
Sure.
really, really interesting right now. Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you call from, please.
Good morning, man. My name is Sayo Koroma. They call from Makeni.
Oh, okay. How you did do?
Thank God, man.
Okay, so you want to share your experience about the war in January 6th?
Yes, ma'am.
So you get 2 minutes.
Yeah, me back now, victim of the war. So I dey appeal to the government make that kind one no kind again because up to now are they on the same.
Mm-hmm.
Now just na the e-bumper we in a village.
Wow.
You
Sorry
you,
about
su- you,
that.
s- you suffer any physical amputation as a result of that day?
Yeah, I know get person now wey dey follow up me program there for say for friends for me help from the government. I know able get no help.
Mm-hmm.
But I been affected, my foot been get problem. The jet the e-bumper we.
Wow.
So sorry to
I
hear
dey
that.
McKinney, I dey pan suffer with the foot. Stay now, the foot no well late. I know able get nobody, me papa don't die. I know get no family where they send for me help from the government. So I know able get no support. So I dey appeal to the government, let them help me. I dey McKinney, I dey
Okay.
suffer.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your contribution, and thank you for what you don't share your story. And we know say the experience been traumatic for you, but we want let you find strength in God, because sometimes will they able pan government or pan different people there in knocking candy way how we want like come, but God nine they give you strength, nine they give you healing. So I want let you go to God and cry to Papa God. It go find answer for you.
Okay, man, no problem, man.
All right, thank you for calling.
Thank you too.
Okay.
So that was Sayo Koroma from McKinney, and
right.
she gave her own contribution, and she said that due to the war, she suffered a physical disability on her foot, and up till this day, she is still suffering from that damage that happened. Before she called, I was explaining about my own personal stories. I remember I was explaining about I had 2 dogs, and the one dog would always want to be where we are, but because we had lots of people in the house, we could not invite the dog in. But I remember looking through the window and I saw the bullets flying like rain. That was the only way to describe it. And the dog was just shying away. Even the dog was frightened. And I don't think I've ever seen, I thought it was rain. I was asking my mom, what's in they fly so? I said, now bullets and they fly so. And it encouraged everybody not for gonna do, because the compound will be there, gates been there, but they're not able to can through the gates. Then the other side, then they try for shoots. Luckily, usai we on host day, now office, so you need no say host day. So then they shoot through for get to the other compound for shoot people that will be there inside there. So I remember that experience there. Wow. And for in terms of reliving experiences, most of the time the dreams that we get really, really fearful. Like how you explain about you, they see mortal man body them. I don't get that dream they over 100 times where are they inside motorcar and are they ride over the road over and over, or you later you they sleep and the soldier man and they rush can to me for can shoot me because I almost there at gunpoint for die. So bokutem how me brain they interpret that they give me different versions of me almost they die, and it take years for I overcome that. But as time to go, we could explain more, but we really want Una explain to we on your own experiences them. Right. Let we share we own personal stories then. Let we encourage we self for Fenway, let this not ever happen again. Not allow politics or government or anything for bring that kind of destruction there between we. Waiting we for remember now that we na mortal man them. We for like we self, we for love we self, and we for Fenway for live peacefully amongst we self. Of course, we all forget different ideas about things. We all forget different arguments about things, that's but enough for lead to violence in any way. We for Fenway for still empathize, for sit down first, listen to what the other person they say, and try for understand them from in your own perspective without violence. So now that's make we there this morning with a talk about healing, because we really want people express themselves. Let we Fenway for overcome the pain and the trauma we don't go through inside salon. We get boku in there. This not just one. Now they talk about we get boku
no,
in
it's
there.
boku. Look when you talk about the way bullets them they fly.
Like rain.
Mama actually explained a similar instance. It was because we be there Freetown gonna the east end of Freetown with the around Grassfield area. But we get call, so let's get down to the call and we'll come back to that story there. Good morning.
Yes, ma. Good morning, ma.
Yeah, your name and where you call from?
You are the same lady, Sharon Koroma.
Okay.
Yeah, like that way you try for to say, make a left me case to God. I don't left me case to God, yeah?
Okay.
No problem. I know nobody more. I just can't get this problem from my mom.
I understand.
So, there people that they always create that all day. I'm not saying I can. People that they at this wall, they're not in at this wall. Anytime we say they do, God will always be punish them for me. How they experience the same, that's how they swear them.
Okay.
So I don't let me case to God.
Okay.
Thank you so much for that. And that's true healing because it's forgiveness.
It's forgiveness.
And we really have to try and find a way to forgive those that have really hurt us. And sometimes hurting is not just physical damage, but sometimes losing somebody or even losing yourself.
And I feel like a lot of people lost. You know, a lot of people we all lose somebody because when my mama explained to me about how they massacred our village, like no single house was left standing, and anybody with it, like they slaughtered people, like how you slaughter chicken or waiting. That's how gruesome everything really was. And for people like us in Dankwali, people had to go back. They had to start from scratch.
Wow.
Like if you go to Dankwali now and you meet any house where they did, no say no more, now start. And there was this one village, where nobody not come on at the village. Literally, even Peking, because they attacked Nanette and it was unexpected. So then surround the one whole village, kill literally everybody, up to the chicken and the goats them.
Wow.
Then kill everybody. And when you're talking about how the bullets made the fly earlier, because we come Freetong, we've been there eastern around Grassfield. And I think when the Ecomok made they push the rebel them out of Freetown, you know, as they push them and they go and commit atrocities. So, you know, everybody was just up and running, and bullet was just flying all around. And I think my mama always said the only thing we saved Fanta, it was like she was calling, you know, like the run one, everybody was like, they call the posse, that turn way Fanta turn, say, hey, and the bullet just passed right around and just go hit the stick. And because she was so scared, she fell down and passed out. So everybody thought the bullet actually went through her head.
Yeah.
So it was only after that they dragged her and they realized that nothing, no, it was just the panic, the scare. And I couldn't imagine how she was able to like go through that and be able to be normal, because
it's difficult.
It's really, really, really difficult. So the phone lines then still open though. 088-971-971. You can call me on WhatsApp, send me a message, or you can send me a message on Messenger.
Yeah.
And we still there, and of course go for there until 11 a.m. and now 10:23. So not go changing. Mina Kamara, Sarah Kamara, and
Brigitte Dalton to say.
We're there every Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. We get another caller on the line. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am. I'm Sanko from Apollo Cross McKinney.
Okay, so
good morning.
I'm so happy today when I travel to remember about this January 6th war in this country. The only advice we try to give you today, sister, which we call this war, one justice, advantage, selfishness, and greedy. Then you call this one of this country. Now, reason being, selfishness, people they get to the wicked, the poor one don't get. The injustice, judge them, police, they need to judge people according to. Most of them see an increase some of this one of this country. Would I get right, they get right. Would I get wrong, they get right. Would I get right, they get wrong. Now, the big, no, beg the government. So, the injustice that we judge them, for talk them bad, case them, police, for put someone ourselves unnecessary when they do nothing. Some of them see an increase this one of this country. They are the big, they will beg the government. Some of we will get paid. Property loss, family loss, market loss. If you January 6th, can we go teach for medical gladness? I think for for Comorica, think about that today. How no, what you get for B, that means we will not get for repeat again the time we do the first step. So thank you very much. This is Mohammed Sanko from Polo Red Cross McKinney.
Thank you so much for calling, Mohammed Sanko. And we just want give word of encouragement for say, we the Motamande and we make the country. Forget about government. We they tell you that they forget about the government. Waiting we want let you discuss. Now we the Motamande, we will make up salon. So now we for talk to we self, because now we make up the government, now we make up the system, now we make everything. So if we're not able tell we self and if try for send other way for sugarcoat them, then we not go able heal.
Because
so
I just believe say we are the government.
Yes, we are the government.
We are the police.
Exactly.
You never na the police officer.
Exactly.
You never na judge. You never na lawyer.
Exactly.
So if we can able appeal to the human a part of and be like, okay, this is wrong. Don't do it. You know, say you're not police officer. How you can able make salon better on your own? Because government, you check that they not even reach 1%. People in the government, in parliaments and stuff, they're not even 1% of the population. No. So how can we let people who not even reach 1% of population get so much power in determining how we could able live like how we can able be kind to ourselves as Sierra Leoneans.
Exactly.
So we need for hold ourselves responsible, no matter whose office you hold, no matter who you dey. Tell yourself say, okay, waiting I can able do in this my own position for make salon better. Because for me now, also for Brigitte, also for you, but for you picking them because you're not going to born you picking and you picking come back in this same system.
Exactly.
So these are things that we need for talk about and we hold ourselves accountable and
exactly. We need for hold ourselves accountable, not to nobody. Now we self. And I just want to read one quote from Deuteronomy, when I'm from the Bible. Deuteronomy 31:6. It say 6:8. Sorry. It say, "Be strong and bold. Have no fear or dread of them, because it is the Lord your God who goes before you, and he will be with you, and he will not fail you or forsake you." If we remember, God will make mortal man there, and we dey fear God, half of the things that we would do not go do them. And where would they do them, we for still remember God, because God nine the judge, not to we the judge. We not get forever judge we self. We not for the judge we self. But we need for take time out with day with we self. And we need for take accountability like within camera they say. Because now we they cause the problem. Like you say, your neighbor could be the police. Your neighbor could be CID. Your neighbor could be that nurse. It could be that doctor. It could be anybody. So why we for put them inside a category where we need look at the individual, where they cause the problem. So we really need for the look at the individual themselves. We go answer this call. Let this person give in contribution for 2 minutes.
Hello. Good morning.
Hi,
Your name
good
and
morning.
where you call from?
Very good morning. I mean, Joshua, I call from Bo.
Okay, Joshua.
Yeah. First of all, I want to say Happy New Year. So
Happy New Year.
And success to our darling new stars.
Thank you.
Then just the go to top of the world, some who feed the world. We experience we're going through challenges like a few years back with the song. I can remember me that anyway, and the NCB the function every day manager. When the rebel they entered that day, by God the power, and not go come again in this country.
Amen.
They come, they meet in a mocks. They wait for us to pray good. I will come out. But I line with him up, mama. The big person is more big. You can't beat the one that you. They be take some food to go with you. We do that. For 6 years. We go then going through all the challenges. What they say, oh, now they been before they be. But by God, into our to me want to Australians. Not forget about party business. Not forget about region business. Region business. Not put salon first.
Exactly.
And once salon will get to.
Right.
We don't go to one salon. We come here going in a continent in a medium
Definitely.
Lord, pray for my salon. For that better for we. Have a great come picking there. I thank you very much. I really admire and enjoy the program. I stick by my radio. You know. I mean, you guys are so amazing, you know. I like on a voice tone. Thank you to you guys. Keep doing a better job. They never pay you now. Only God will pay you now. Some of not see what we see them. They're like this today. At the end of the day, I won't go to work. I need to commemorate. People that we don't die. They let today. If they be perhaps they'll be first lady, they'll be president, ministers, directors in this country.
Exactly.
People where they amputate, they cut their hand, they cut their foot to them. They like these are people, if they get access to education, they should be president, ministers, directors, or any other big somebody within this country.
That's true.
But if anybody they would listen radio for short, and they tell you say left patient God pass everything. Now what you God must not meet you. But don't relent in your very self. Have trust. Believe that God will make them compete. They do better things. Me say, even if I'm physically challenged, I will do more than he or she dream. I'll leave it with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Joshua from Bo. Thank you for calling us. And this is Radio Fry 97.1. If you're just joining us, this is the Breakfast Mix with myself, Brigitte Dalton Sese, and
Sarah Kamara.
Yes, and we are here Mondays to Saturdays talking about everyday realities. And today we're remembering the lost souls and the day that Freetown wept. And we are remembering January 6th, 1999. We want to go on a music break, and when we come back, we'll continue with taking the calls and getting your stories. We'll take a short music break, and we'll be back.
Yeah! Radio Fry. Do you know what listeners love about our station? It's everything. So we're now in Freetown. Bo, McKinney, Connor, and Kenema, reaching 3.5 million people in Sierra Leone, and now we push beyond the boundaries. We are going visual. We are now your official visual radio station, starting on the 3rd of January 2022 with the breakfast show 9 to 11 a.m. with the beautiful camera and the elegant Brigitte. Then the drive 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. with the one and only Alusine and Ibrahim. And for your little ones, the bedtime stories at 8 o'clock. We love you too much at Radio Fry 2022. We go visual.
Yo, Tɔk Wɛ Lisin on Fry Radio.
Bear Salon 1462 1778 1808 1961 1971 1991, 2002, 2018, 2020. Way before that and long after this, your history not straightforward. But anyhow, then turn and over one thing clear: that we, the rights, the future. Where I can suck mango tea, the water run down my elbow. Remember where I've been the play bush kitty on the rain. Where I can see me neighbor picking and they play balance ball with his sound one set. Nanette, I can check social media and all within I see that fet and bad belly talk. I can imagine how Salon go town leg for we picking them with them big. That future day, that me, my brother then, my sister then, and all Salon picking them go able and go get for make Salon. The same treats Usai Aja and Reverend Day under one roof. Now they politician then, they play youth man them for fet themselves. The same host where we big one and they write fine English. Now they then they beat then weft them. The same room Usai with the shoe care for we picking them. Now they with a rape other one then. You see Mama Salon, this is not with today. But that not will be the future. But not to that kind of future we want to see. To the youth man and youth woman them. And we get the power. And that we back get the love. With freedom and Papa God. With oneness and hard work and small luck. We all go pull 6. And we go make Salon. Thank you. Lyrically yours, Simoy. NB 16. Bash, when I done ready.
Her right hand. This is the product of war. Some appropriation or learn from it.
It was March 1991. When the story all began, and greed came into the lion's mountain. Selfishness brought it to its knees. Its knees. Innocent people crying, dying, nowhere to run to, no one to call for help. And this future is in your hands. So let's cut them off. Long and no short hand, not done they not the question. Long and no short hand, not done they we want for no. We want for no. Blood diamonds, killing the child before it's born. Child soldiers, raping young girls, so I'm happy that the time is gone. Freedom fighters, killing innocent people. No one knows who is good or bad. Good or bad. So just shoot. Operation No Living Thing. Operation No Living Thing. The Lion's Mountain has been brought down to its knees. 'Cause of Operation No Living Thing. They say the future they in your hands. The future they in your hands. Oh, the future they in your hands. Oh, the future is in your hands. So let's cut them off. Operation No Living Thing left more than 50,000 people dead. 'Cause of Operation No Living Thing. The future is in your hands.
This is the Breakfast Mix on Radio Fri-Fi 97.1 FM.
January 6th, a terrible day for Sierra Leoneans because that day na a worst day who lost to family. They cut hand, they cut foot. It not be really easy for we Sierra Leoneans. So anytime we meet up this day, a very sad day for most of the Sierra Leoneans. Who lost to family, who lost property. Not really easy. January 6th.
Yeah, so far, say that I get me picking the leg. So far. I sit here now. The sufferness is not easy for me. The man go fair eat for me. They go waka, they go fair eat for me. They can manage it. Myself, I get me picking the leg. They can sufferness. They say.
Okay, it's trigger. You know, there's so many factors in there, negative factors in the cause war. But we're not going from diving to all of that. Sure. But these are things that spark old memories. Right. So then I just take the courage and let I think you have to meet them, meet person like help. When you meet somebody in that situation, help them. Yeah. If you get help out, Sierra Leoneans will need to come together and help yourself. That will be before.
You know what?
The land of the free.
I typed there, so.
With sweet and bitter memories. We're strong and still moving on.
Majesty, now this alone this where we they look up to. Every year we get for celebrate time. Yeah, now this alone this where we love so much. Every independent we get for jubilate. Awa, awa, nunga awa. Yeah, awa, awa mudoli chica. Derno, afumami derno, derno, afumami mobile. Yeah, ko enemo inta salon, ko welto si salon amutinga de. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Happy birthday, Salon, yeah. Oh, Father, bless our leaders, yeah. Oh, give us the power, yeah. The power to love one another, yeah. Bless the president, yeah. Oh, Father, bless our nation, yeah. Let's love one another, yeah. Sierra Leone, we must unite. Come out, you know Solomon. If Malimba you the talk, you know Solomon. If na Locoman born you, original Solomon. If you the east or west, you know Solomon. If na Madingo born you know Solomon. If na Sosoman born you, original Solomon. Yeah. Let we all come together and celebrate, celebrate. No ever make tribalism dirty your head, yeah, yeah. Let me put Salon first, let me celebrate Salon, yeah. Oh, happy birthday Salon, yeah. Oh, Father, bless our leaders, yeah. Oh, give us the power, yeah. The power to love one another, yeah. Bless the president, yeah. Oh, Father, bless our nation, yeah. Let's love one another, yeah. Sierra Leone, we must unite. I will exalt thee, I will exalt thee, yeah. This is the realm of the free, the realm of the free. This is the realm of the free, yeah.
Yeah! Radio Fry Fry. Do you know what listeners love about our station? It's everything. So we're now in Freetown. Bo, McKinney, Connor, and Kenema, reaching 3.5 million people in Sierra Leone, and now we push beyond the boundaries. We are going visual. We are now your official visual radio station, starting on the 3rd of January 2022 with the breakfast show 9 to 11 a.m. with the beautiful camera and the elegant Brigitte. Then the drive 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. with the one and only Alusine and Ibrahim. And for your little ones, the bedtime stories at 8 o'clock. We love you too much at Radio Fry Fry 2022. We go visual.
Yo, Tɔk Wɛ Lisin on Fry Fry Radio.
Radio, this is 97.1 FM, Radio Fry Fry, and this is the breakfast mix with me, Kamara, Sarah Kamara, and
Brigitte Dalton Sisse.
Of course, we have been here from 9 a.m. this morning, and it is now, 10:43.
Yeah.
Let's get down to business.
Let's get down to business, indeed. And we played a couple of videos, right?
Yeah, we played a couple of videos, we played a couple of songs. First, we have, I think that one was really, really touching, very, very appropriate. I mean, we all know that if you grew up during the war, you know what Operation No Living Thing is, and that was by ISAT. And we have a brief short video there, which our team just went outside to do to get the views of Sierra Leoneans out there, in as much as, you know, we want to get to our voice, but also want to get videos of people sharing, you know, going back and what is their takeaway and how they're healing from whatever happened and during the 11 years war and the climax of it all, which was January 6th. And that was really, really refreshing. And after that, we get a song by I try, but I always say Salon. Yes, Salon. Now we really, really need to continue for keep in best interest at heart. But I see we get like a very, very inspiring quote as well.
We do. We have an inspiring quote from our country director, Mr. Saidu Kanu, who is part of World Hope International. Yeah. He has been the longest serving country director of World Hope International. And he says, it's okay to grieve. It's an expression of the immense value people have for what has been broken or lost or taken away. And that quote was written by our country director, Mr. Saidu Kanu, who is the country director for World Hope International. And it's a beautiful quote to say that it's okay to grieve, it's okay to cry, it's okay to be sad, but it's an expression of, what we value. It means we really value what's happened, because when you don't value something, you don't show any emotion, right? And I think that's a beautiful quote from him. And we also researched about movies that were done based on the civil war in Sierra Leone. Of course, everybody knows Blood Diamond, that was done by the Hollywood by the Hollywood team. And then we have Fambul Talk. You can check these out on Google, by the way, if you want to watch something. Maybe you were never part of the history, you want to learn more about the history of Sierra Leone. Some of these movies have different aspects of the war that it explains or talks about. So we have Blood Diamond, and we have Fambul Talk, we have Cry Freetown, and we have Ezra, we have War Don Don. And we also have Sierra Leone's Refugees All-Star. We also have The Empire in Africa and La Vita Non Perde Valore.
It's always a pronunciation, the French, right?
Yes.
It's always a pronunciation.
But we do have some movies that some people have done to reminisce on what's happened, just to give vivid memories of what's happened, and also to just teach us that it should not happen again. And we also have some books that people have written.
Books are written. I think I've only read one of those books. Sad to say that. But you can go on Google and search, because I feel like we need to, these are things that need to be taught in school. Because, the younger generation, I don't think they are aware. But I'll just give top 10 books that will give you an idea of, what really happened. Number 1, we have Abdullahi, a survivor's journey from civil war in America. Survivor's journey from civil war in Africa to life in America by Joseph Kai Fala. We have Female Soldiers in Sierra Leone, Sex, Security, and Post-Conflict Development. That was is written by Megan H. McKenzie. We have Theorizing the Disfigured Body, Ernest Cole. We have Soldiers of Light. We have Danielle Barnard that wrote that one. And we have the Revolutionary United Front and Child Soldier during Sierra Leone Civil War. That is that was written by I can't find the writer's name, but I think it's just a documentary that was done by the UN. So, and we have reintegration of male child soldiers in Sierra Leone after the Civil War of 1991 to 2002. We have Flying Soldiers. Wisting Ford wrote that. We have Conflict Dynamics, basically, and that was written, but that is about Civil War armed actors and their tactics. And at number 9, we have God Still Delivers by David Musa. He's a PhD holder, and he wrote that about the war in Sierra Leone. Last but not the least, there are countless other books. I mean, just by going through Google, I saw 38 books that were written by about the war in Sierra Leone. And at number 10, which is Out of Trauma, and that was written by, well, there is no author there that is written, but I feel like that will give you an insight. I think the one I read is Memoirs of a Boy Soldier, Ismail Ben.
Yeah, that one is quite a touching one.
Yeah, that was it's a quite touching one. Have you read it?
No, I've heard about it. I've not read it yet.
You should. For me, I never watched, before yesterday, I never watched the Cry Freetown documentary. And I had no idea what happened during the war, beside my vague memory of seeing child buddies and, my mom telling me stories and people recounting. But for me, it was just something that happened. So when I read the Memoirs of a Boy Soldier, I remember that I was spent a whole week in the state where I didn't know how to feel. I wasn't able to process the emotions that I felt, because it gave me an in-depth view. For once, I saw the war through someone's perspective. Someone that was a victim became someone that inflicted terror on people, and how he went back to, rehabilitate and integrate into society, and how he told himself that, there was a particular part in the book where there were 6 boys, and they were running away from the war from one village to another, from one village to another. I was a particular friend of them, that 6 of them, and he was like, whenever we come to the point of death, a part of me dies. he said, I don't think I'll survive this war. And when they eventually got to a safe village and they realized, oh, they were safe, they were happy, they had food the night, they were dancing, and they all went to bed, and he was lying next to his friend, just having fun, thinking that they wake up in the morning and life will get back to normal. But when they woke up that morning, that friend of theirs didn't wake up. And at that point in time in that book, I was like, oh my God. So many people not so the rebel and kill them, but the trauma actually killed them.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but we can never stop. We don't ever talk about this.
No, we can't.
Even if we take 5 hours.
I have 2 messages on Facebook, just general comments, and then we'll definitely take a phone call from a caller. You can call us on 088-971-971 and give us your own contribution and your own experiences and how can we heal from what happened on January 6th. So we have a comment from Prince Godwin Mansare. It says, my name is Prince Godwin Mansare. I love listening to Radio Fry at every time. Thank you, Prince Godwin Mansare, for listening to us. And I have another one from Ibrahim Bangura. It says, hi, I'm BA General from McKinney City. One of me experience was I was caught along the streets of McKinney by rebels. They took me to their base to pound 3 bags of harvested rice. I was just 15 years old. We'll take this caller and their contribution. Let's listen to what the caller has to say.
Right. Hello. Okay. That caller you don't go down.
So we had a comment from Ibrahim Bangura, his own experience of the war. He basically said he was captured by the rebels. He was just walking along the streets and they caught him and they asked him to go, well, not asked, they took him by force to go pound 3 bags of harvested rice. That must have been a lot of work. Let's take this call.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you switch off your radio, please? We're getting feedback.
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Mohammed from Mountain Court.
Mohammed from Mountain Court. Thank you for calling. What's your contribution?
This radio station, I find radio station wake out.
Oh, thank you.
So, but we suffer from January 6th to May 25. So this radio station, what they have below now, said the number May 25.
May 25.
May 25.
Okay.
Now not forget that it's me.
Okay.
RPG bomb for God inside the room. She killed me 2 sisters. Then the smallest, the one in the car family.
So sorry. Wow, that's a big memory.
That's a big
to remember. So many things that happened during that civil war, and for Mohammed from Mountain Court that just called said May 25th was when the RPG.
I think he's calling back.
Okay.
I think he's calling back, but we have a caller from WhatsApp, so let's answer that. And hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
A very good morning.
Your name and where you call from?
I'm
please?
Goswari
Okay.
from the country's second capital city, Bo.
Okay.
Then January 6th is a day even a madman walking the street of Freetown would never wish for history to repeat itself again in Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
Because some of us gone through a lot of challenges. We lost our loved ones, our brothers and sisters who have been cut off either by their legs or hands. Those people by now today, they should have been ministers, directors, but God willing, they are not. I just want to advise every Sierra Leonean to keep the peace running.
Thank you.
I think a nation can achieve or develop when there's peace. If you get a degree, you gotta enjoy a degree where you get peace.
That's
If you not get peace, how you go college for Lambo? How is there a radio station for Canton?
It's true.
You know, be able. January 6 right now. Can you remember that English? The rebels were coming just like manners from heaven.
That's sad.
I was in English. One journalist report that na Hastings.
Wow.
You know, we see the war, but like a lot of pray God for peace. Yeah. And I think God bless you now.
All right. Thank you so much.
Very grateful.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Soiree.
Thank you, ladies. And success to our Dali Leon star.
Success to them. AFCON 2021.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
your
thank you.
contribution. We are running out of time. We only have 5 minutes left
Yeah.
on this show.
Yeah.
You can feel free to give us a call and share your stories.
Right. Okay, so I think everybody gets story for tell. And if we say we do this program, we're going for do them for
For 24 hours.
for 24 hours, and people will still be calling. But let me
Yes.
take this final caller for today. Good morning. Your name and also the call from, please.
Hello and good morning.
Good morning.
This is Mr. Labeneki from Credit University.
Okay.
Well, of course, I really want to appreciate what you are applying to the success of the dispute in the country at large.
Thank you.
Because bringing our memories back to events that took place in a sad atmosphere where some of us lost our beloved ones, I think it's a very good one, remembering us again about the past. So I want to congratulate and the efforts you are applying.
Thank you.
Then, of course, some of us can recall during the January 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us, our parents were kidnapped. Some of us went through injured massage, which was not even our favor.
Mm-hmm.
But nevertheless, we cope up with the situation, living here again, finding another year to go and settle ourselves in Guinea and others as our neighboring country.
Mm-hmm.
And again, appreciate the Guineans for receiving us as our brothers and sisters in their own country. But I want to propagate this message this morning to all our sons, all foreigners. Let's be conscious, let's be aware of such an incident which you call, which some of us suffered a lot. We don't want it to recall again in this country or any other foreign or friendly country that is very closer to us. So let's maintain the peace as we are now having change agents. They are now dynamos of this particular community or environment of the country as a large. Let's encourage ourselves from universities. Let's preach the tolerance message. There's no violence. Even when politicians come to convince us, let's make ourselves available in a very good, friendly way. But the politicians will not come and convince you to go and harm your fellow brother or sister.
That's true.
So please, I want to encourage all of us, let's stay cool, let's stay calm, let's observe the particular day today, and let's observe the meaning or the silence, sadness in order for the glory of our past souls to rest in perfect peace.
Amen.
More especially the soldiers, more especially the teachers, students, parents who pass away, so that their memories will rest in perfect peace. And those of us that are alive, may God continue to rest and provide for us. Thank you very much. Once more, I am Mr. Lamin, a teacher from Congress
Thank you so much for calling.
And more to Radio Fry. I love you very much. That is why I always stay tuned and stay close to Radio Fry.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being a valued listener, and thank you for your contribution on the show. Just very quickly, we have a comment from Jim Campbell on Facebook, says watching from Florida, and we have one from bloggers Leozi.
Okay.
He had a lot of emoji, but basically 100% love Salon Fire. Salon, basically that's what he wrote. And then we also have from Titus Fino, who sent us a message on Messenger. He says, good morning, how was your night? January 6th was a bad day in Freetown. So many lives were destroyed. Although some of us were not born, but may their souls rest in perfect peace in Jesus' name. Amen.
I think we have one text message from where it says it is necessary to always commemorate January 6th every year for our lovely dead ones during the senseless war, and pray that such destructive civil war never repeats itself anymore in Mama Sierra Leone. From our Willow Wise in Koidu City, Tankoro. Oh, wow.
Thank you so much for your contribution. And if you're just joining us, this is Radio Fry 97.1 in Sierra Leone. We are in 5 major cities in Freetown, Bo, Kenema, Kono, Makeni, and we are broadcasting to 3.5 million people in Sierra Leone. This is The Breakfast Mix with me, Brigitte Dalton Sese.
And Kamara Sarah Kamara.
Yes, and we've had a wonderful time on this show where we are reminiscing and healing from January 6, 1999. And unfortunately, we have run out of time and the show is ending, but we have an exciting topic for tomorrow. Our topic for tomorrow is proposal.
Your first proposal.
Your first proposal, marriage proposal, engagement proposal. We want to hear your stories. Yes, definitely.
So, when that first person wait till you say, I want you.
I married you. Yes.
Or would you be My forever. Oh my, I love that one. Will you be my forever?
Yes. So that's our topic tomorrow, and you're definitely going to have a good time with us on the Breakfast Mix. So stay tuned to Radio Fry. Coming up at 4 till 6 p.m. is the Drive Time Show with Ibrahim Kagbo, aka Slim, and he will be here also talking about healing, reminiscing, January 6, 1999. Until tomorrow, we have been your lovely host, Brigitte Dalton Sisse and
Kamara, Sarah Kamara. So if you not be able to contribute this morning, just join Ibrahim from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. and also make your contribution.
Yes.
But for now, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah! Radio Fry. Do you know what listeners love about our station? It's everything. So we're now in Freetown. Bo, McKinney, Connor, and Kenema, reaching 3.5 million people in Sierra Leone, and now we push beyond the boundaries. We are going visual. We are now your official visual radio station, starting on the 3rd of January 2022 with the breakfast show 9 to 11 a.m. with the beautiful camera and the elegant Brigitte. 10 the drive, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. with the one and only Alusine and Ibrahim. And for your little ones, the bedtime stories at 8 o'clock. We love you too much at Radio Fry 2022. We go visual.
You talk, we listen on Fry Radio.
This is the Breakfast Mix on Radio Fry 97.1 FM.